To hear, have power to hear with attention or interest, listen to understand.
Yeah.
Who to understand, because to be able to go out and teach, to proclaim the word, you have to understand the word. You have to understand the breakdowns. You have to understand prophecy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
To hear, for example, judicial cases, to listen, give heed.
Who it says to hear as of judicial cases, which basically means to judge, The Most High is raising up a nation of judges. The elect, under Yahweh Shah, we gonna be judges of the whole earth, So it starts right now having that standard and applying it and perfecting it as we go on in this thing, man. Go ahead, brother.
To listen, give heed, to consent, agree, to grant requests, to listen to, yield to obey, be obedient, to be heard, a voice or sound, to be heard of, to be regarded, be obeyed.
That's right, to be obeyed. That's the whole point, to take heed, to walk in faith, and really be a living embodiment or example of your faith, man.
Yeah. To listen, understand, and do.
That's right, brother. That it's real simple, the requirements that the Most High has given our people, well, only the elect right now, to gain favor through his son, man. Just be obedient. But Jake, he'll go to work, he'll do every damn thing his boss tells him to do for chump change, man. But the requirements that the Most High got set up for you to get a kingdom, you can't do, man.
Yeah, that just shows you that Jake is really carnal, man.
That's right.
Jake understands what it takes to get money. You know what I'm saying, on this world, to get a woman, to get that nice car. But when it comes to being spiritual, Jake is retarded.
That's right.
And a lot of times Jake chooses to be, man, because they're carnal, man.
You know
what I'm saying? That's the battle right there.
Yep.
It's the flesh against the spirit. And Jake, for centuries, we've been losing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just going on about that standard that we're supposed to have, that goes for men, me and the brothers with me here included. The brothers in these camps proclaim to be Israelites, Like, we definitely got to have that standard, especially if you got Great Millstone GMS under your page, man. We know, like, the degree through the apostles that's been put out, or with the way the knowledge is being pushed on that type of level, man. People looking for us to slip up in any type of way, man. So we really got to carry that standard. We can't be no niggas, man.
I got a real quick one for you on mine.
Yeah, because if I can say this real quick, we out there talking about Jake and how wicked Jake is, but we got to examine ourselves and make sure we're living according to the standard too. I'm talking about brothers in the faith, man, and it's true. You got it, Doc.
This is Romans. I'm going to get straight to the point, brother. 2 and 3. And thinkest thou this, O man, that judges them which do such things, and doest the same, that thou shalt escape the judgment of the Most High?
Right, so just because you go out with a garment on and a Bible in your hand from week to week, man, cursing and slobbering at the damn so-called white man and these heathens, man, that don't make you exempt from judgment if you're not taking heed, if you're not being obedient yourself. That's why the scriptures talk about, in 2 Corinthians 13 and 5, it says, examine yourself, because you know yourself better than anybody. You're your own worst enemy, man. But that just goes to show how important that standard is, especially when we understand that our righteousness right now is as a filthy rags, man. So through that faith, man, we have to continue to just look to really perfect that standard of living, man, and the way we operating, don't worry about 33. You have a precept?
No, brother.
Okay.
You want me to do with the definition of publish?
That was it on that. Matter of fact, somebody get 2 Peter 3 and start at the top.
Okay, I got something real quick for you, just to back up what we're talking about, being judged and doing the work. 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth.
That's right. It says, let us not love only in word, but in deed and in truth, because that's what the so-called white man does. Our people, we've been under subjection to the damn devil for so long, we're taking on the same wicked tendencies, man. Because that's what the so-called white man did when they came to the so-called natives. The scriptures talk about they have a serpent-like tongue, Like basically they made all these treaties with the Gadites and they broke every last one, man. You know, they really had war in their heart, man. That's what this whole system perpetuates that Esau has set up. Like, let's be about love and tolerance, when really in the back of the mind, in every individual's mind, they're about themselves, man. They're narcissistic, man. There's no love in America, man. Because at any time someone gets outside of your agenda and what you're about, then it's contention. But at the same time, you got people walking around talking about love, but that goes multifold for men of the Lord that proclaim to understand the truth and walk in faith, man. We actually have to show it in deed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and how you show your deeds, how you treat your brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Sure. You know, a lot of brothers, man, are very quick to point out another person's faults, man. You know what I'm saying? And that just shows that you're being self-righteous, because a lot of times the people who always point out somebody else's fault, you're doing the exact same thing that person that you condemning is doing. You're doing it, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, actually, you're being a hypocrite. Just because you point out somebody else's fault, you're able to diagnose what another person is doing wrong, doesn't make you righteous, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You know? And, you know, you brothers, you know, this year to push, you brothers are adding about telling brothers to, you know, do the work. Well, you got to make sure you're doing the work, man, being consistent.
That's right.
You got to work on yourself first, man. And then you be able to issue that judgment. Get that mold out your eye before you go and speak on another brother, man.
That's right.
And that just goes back to that black culture bullshit, man. Jake want to always stun on another brother, man, or talk down on another brother, man. Well, what about you, man?
That's right.
You gotta set that standard. A standard is for yourself, man. Hey, a standard. You gotta set that standard for yourself first, and then you be able to teach other people, man. That's like me saying I'm a boxer now, and I don't even run miles. You know what I'm saying? I'm inconsistent with working out. You know, how am I gonna tell this man to be a boxer and what he should do to improve on his boxing when I ain't improving on myself, or I'm inconsistent with what I'm doing, what I'm supposed to be doing, man?
Yep.
That's not how a man of the Lord operates, man. A lot of times you gotta work for a long time before you're able to cast judgment, man. Work on yourself, man.
That's right, brother.
Set that standard. That standard start with you.
That's right.
You wanna change? You want somebody else to change? Change yourself first, man.
That's right, brother. It starts with you, man. You know, because the scriptures talk about in Romans, man, like the second chapter. Matter of fact,
I was just done.
You was done?
Yeah.
Oh, so like, yeah. Just backing up what he said, man. You can't be a hypocrite. If you out there proclaiming and telling people that they need to get right, that they need to do this and do that, man, you need to make sure you're living according to that same standard that you push. Or nobody's going to take you seriously, man.
Yo.
I got the definition of standard, too, in the dictionary. This is a standard in the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. First definition, a level of quality, achievement, etc.
You gotta have a level of quality in this truth, man. Especially if you have to tell somebody they supposed to have that level of quality, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that level of quality in yourself, man. You gotta be consistent in work, man. No, don't be inconsistent, man. Bro, it's easy to point out somebody else's faults, man. That's the easiest thing you can do in this truth, man. It's easy to be self-righteous in this thing, man, because you have this knowledge. And that knowledge is puffed up. So it's easy to look at somebody and say, oh, this brother doing this. Why he ain't doing that? Why this man ain't doing that? Why this man ain't doing that?
Right, that's right, brother.
Oh, shoot, man. One of my favorite movie quotes, Hook. Smee, goddamn me, what about me? You worry about everybody else, man. You worry about your damn self, man. Set that standard within your heart, man. Your mind, man. And that goes into what the brother's talking about beautifully, man.
That's right.
Our standard has been tempered, man. We taking that nigga culture and we bringing it into the truth, man.
That's right, brother. And we seeing what niggas is doing, man. Niggas who our people were deceived by. Like, you got this guy, I'm going to just put it out there, you know, the African Bambooty, man.
Yeah.
Like, people thought he was some type of beacon of information and consciousness when it's being brought out that he's a flaming pedophile, man.
Yep.
He's a demon, man.
And he's a known faggot. The cat that used to be in the Zulu Nation that just came out recently and said, yeah, you know, everybody knows he's gay. You know what I'm saying?
But that shows there's no true standard, man.
Ain't no standard.
Our people like the appearance of a so-called standard, but they don't like the men who are actually in the dirt, in the trenches, actually living according to the standard that we're supposed to live by, man.
Yeah, Jay like to look like they on point.
And that's all we're saying, but the Wadi Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, in the latter times, the Most High is raising up men who going to live according to that standard. And the people, the 2/3 of our nation, man, they going to get cut off in that process. And they going to have to be reborn on the other side, man. You know?
That is a level of quality, achievement, etc., that is considered acceptable or desirable.
That's right.
That's deep.
Ideas about morally correct and acceptable behavior. Something that is very good and that is used to make judgments about the quality of other things.
Ooh.
That's
Something
deep.
that, man, read that last definition again.
Something that is very good and that is used to make judgments about the quality of other things.
That's right. So, men of the Lord, when you live in according to that standard, man, you're going to be good in the sight of these people, man. And you'll be able to make judgments. People actually probably come to you.
Real judgment,
Yeah,
man.
real judgment.
You know what I'm saying? Because you diagnosing yourself and you working on yourself, and that's not an easy thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Bro, we got years and years of filth that we have to wash off of ourselves, bro.
That's right.
And that takes discipline to do, man. But certain demons and lust that you have, man, you're going to have to fight those things in the truth, man. And shoot, as you get older, man, you start realizing you have certain insecurities and things of that nature that you have to combat. And that takes time and discipline, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right, brother. But, you know, just going into the overall standard, we don't have a standard of our own right now. So it's understood why. But, you know.
Why Jay act like that?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It goes perfect what you're saying.
In every single way. Because just like you was going into, our people are not thought to basically hold themselves accountable. That's the standard of the so-called white man. Edomites, they're always looking to deflect. Well, what about this and what about that? No, what about you?
Yeah.
Because all this wickedness that the so-called white man has perpetuated, like, we'll be out there calling it out. They'll be asking about, well, what about you? Your people are out there killing each other. They don't want to never take a responsibility or be accountable for what they do. And that's the same mindset that the nation of Israel is taking a hold to, man. That's a part of a horn after these other heathenistic idols and gods, man. Because a lot of our people in their mind, man, they think the so-called white man is God. But that's another subject for another day. But is it more to that?
No, that was
yeah, and you can get Peters, and that's all I got.
Second Peters for you. Second Peters 3.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. This is Second Peter 3:1. The second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance.
That's right, and that's what is going on right now. We're in that process where the Most High, through this word, He's stirring up our minds back to remembrance, man. Remembering the standard that the Most High gave us from the foundation of the earth, and how to walk in faith within that standard, man. In hope of salvation, in hope of a kingdom where we're gonna really get to enact that standard, man, in complete righteousness, man, and have all these other nations in subjection. Go ahead, brother.
That ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandments of us, the apostles, Salaki, of Yahweh and Savior, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers.
That's it.
Okay, Salaki.
Read that last part again.
Okay. And the commandment, let me start from the beginning now. That ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandment of us, the apostles of Yahweh and Savior.
That's right, and that's talking about Yahweh Shai. It's talking about the things that the prophets spoke of, and then the things in the commandments. It all ultimately was talking about Yahweh Shai, which is the word, and that's ultimately that standard that we're supposed to be living according to top the icing on the cake. That's the standard that we ultimately supposed to be trying to measure in the way the scriptures talk about in Philippians 2. Let this mind be in you that was also in Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So that's the standard ultimately, and you got niggas out there talking about that we're not supposed to worship Yahweh Shai. But that just goes back to our people not wanting to be in order and have that standard, man.
They want to do it their own
way. They want to do it their own way. And I'm talking about niggas who proclaim to be Israelites, you know?
Yep.
So,
God.
if Yahweh Shai ain't the standard, someone who in the flesh, man, kept the standard that was given to Israel, which is the law, perfectly in the flesh, what other person would you want to worship or follow after, man? So, because our people love to proclaim sweet Jesus and this, but they don't really understand Yahweh Shai and that sacrifice that he made, man. He held his end of the standard, man. And Lord willing, the elect men that set up through faith in Yahweh Shai, we gonna come in that same spirit, man. Y'all brothers got any precepts, anything y'all want to add?
That's real quick. This is pretty much what like I said, this is starting with what the elect men are going to be doing as far as on this side, set up a standard. This is what we were commanded to do, man, on this side. Talking about the elect. Jeremiah chapter 62, starting verse 10. Go through the gates, prepare ye the way of the people. Cast up the highway, gather out the stones, lift up a standard for the people. Behold, the Lord hath proclaimed unto the end of the world, say to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him.
That's right, and it says lift up a standard for the people, and that standard that we're lifting up, that we're going out proclaiming, is the word, which the word is Yahweh Shai. That's that Savior. That's that deliverer that's coming to Israel, to the elect. You know? So we're going to proclaim that standard, but within proclaiming that standard, we have to check and examine ourselves to make sure we're living according to that standard.
Right.
So we can be found worthy.
Right. That's why it says in Hebrews that this word is a double-edged sword, man.
That's right.
As he cutting other people, man, it should be cutting you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You should have the fear of Yahweh by Shem, Yahweh Shai, man. And you, man, while you are committing judgment,